Hi everyone, Bill Sheridan with the Maryland Association of CPAs. Today we're going to talk about sustainability. Now, what do we mean by that? I think there's a misconception among a lot of folks that sustainability is just all about being green, and certainly that's a big part of it. But you know, we're business folks, and anything that we do has to make good business sense, right? And that includes being green and environmental issues and initiatives that we take up along those lines. So the question then becomes, how do we turn sustainability into something that makes good business sense? And Jennifer Elder actually has some ideas about all that. Jennifer is a CPA. She is an MA CPA member. She's also president and founder of the Sustainable CFO. And she spoke at our Maryland CPA Summit recently about sustainability. She took a few minutes afterwards to talk to me a little bit about it, about why sustainability makes good business sense and why CPAs need to be paying attention to it. Here's Jennifer.
So Jennifer, I think a lot of people tend to equate sustainability with green or environmental issues. From a business perspective, is it more than that?
It's a lot more than that. The definition I really like of sustainability is something called the triple bottom line, where you say a company is not just about its bottom line profit, but it's also about its social impact and its environmental impact. And it's like a three-legged stool, so that if you focus on one leg too much, if you're only all about profits, you're going to fall over. And there are lots of examples of large companies who suddenly got 100% focused on profit at the expense of their social or environmental impact, and it came back to bite them. Toyota most recently focused on becoming the largest car maker in the world, and they got away from their quality standards, and we know what happened there. So it's about the bigger picture. It's also about risk management and risk avoidance, of knowing what is out there in the world that actually could have a business impact on you, that you may or may not be aware of until you think about it through this lens of what is my social impact. Nike got bitten by that in the 1990s, where they focused purely on inexpensive manufacturing overseas. And then there was a report out of the middle of nowhere about child labor. And suddenly they had a huge PR problem. And they had to go back and not only fix the issue, but now they report on it on a regular basis, so that they had to correct what they were doing and report on it. And had they thought about it ahead of time, they wouldn't have had that huge issue. With the internet, when you have a problem, it hits like wildfire. But if you're ahead of the game, if you are fessing up front, that I know I have a problem and I'm trying to fix it, there's no story. On the environmental side, it's about looking at what are you doing to the planet, as well as what might the planet do to you. As resources are becoming scarcer and more expensive, you need to address those issues and think about how that's going to impact your business. So on a positive side, sustainability is where doing something that's good for the planet is also good for your business. Walmart is a great example of that. They discovered that one of their largest costs was in freight, and in freight on laundry soap. So we used to buy the big bottles of liquid laundry detergent, like gallon bottles, and then suddenly they disappeared. And now they're half the size. That was Walmart telling their distributors, we figured out that laundry soap is 50% water. Why are you adding water for us to truck, and then we're putting it in the washing machine with water? So they had their manufacturers concentrate. That cut down the plastic by half that goes into the landfill. It also saved Walmart $18 million a year. So they're doing good for the planet, reducing the plastic in the landfill, but it has a great business benefit for them.
That Walmart example is fantastic. Are there any other examples that you might have of some companies that are hitting all those sustainability buttons in the right way?
Unilever is another example. Unilever produces soap, and they developed a program starting in India for the very poor sections of India to demonstrate the benefit of washing your hands. And they created a dye Just like when you go to the dentist and the dentist wants to show you where the plaque is on your teeth, you put a rinse in and things turn red. They came up with a dye that you could put on your hands and it would show where all the bacteria is. This is bacteria that creates dysentery and just evil things that kill people. And they don't have the medical facilities there. So they started this social program to teach people about the benefit of washing their hands and the benefit of soap. They then brought over itty-bitty little packages of soap like you get in a hotel, and they were able to sell those because they demonstrated the benefit of soap. And now the third world is their leading growth area because of this social program. So they're doing good for the community, helping decrease the amount of death due to disease in third world countries, but it's also improving their bottom line.
It's fantastic. What do CPAs need to know about it? Why should the profession kind of care about this issue?
Two reasons. One, because it's good for business. If you start being creative and thinking outside the box, you there's more innovation. From an employee retention perspective, the Gen X and Gen Y employees, they cut their teeth on recycling. That was their chore to get their allowance. So recycling and an environmental impact is important to them. Also, to graduate from high school, they had to do a volunteer project. So they're used to volunteerism. There are a variety of studies that show that an employee who believes they are working for a socially responsible company is 50% more likely to stay. And when this economy turns around and jobs are available, you're going to need every reason to keep your employees. So it's good for an accounting firm or a CPA to know that. Also, for a public accounting perspective, there's new reporting services there because companies are starting to report publicly. It's not mandated by the SEC yet. It will be. And then there are assurance services that you can vet what a company is saying. Also, consumers are looking for it. If there are two accounting firms that you can choose from, and one of them is supporting local community nonprofits, I'd go with that accounting firm versus another one that isn't doing anything. So there are lots of reasons that it makes it important for a CPA.
Jennifer, thanks so much for taking the time. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.